So I literally just finished the final boss. So, and I've done all of these. So I feel like I can say something about them right now. Um, these are all the remembrance bosses in Shadow of the Erdtree. I started off, I think the first one I did is Divine Beast, Dancing Lion. So I actually thought the music for this fight was so sick. And I'm a little bit sad that they copy pasted him later on in the game with like that Death Blight, which was kind of sad, but I guess that shouldn't influence the main boss too much. I thought he was awesome. I kind of want to put him A or B because yeah, good music, very stylish. I wasn't a big fan of the visibility because he does a bunch of storm stuff where you can't see. And when he's swapping like between elements, sometimes it is very hard to see what's going on. So I'm maybe I don't know. I could change this. I'm between A and B because he's still like cool. I did Bayle and then I did Rellana first, I think, and then I did Bayle and Messmer. Rellana, I'm gonna put her in A. I like this fight. Too Beybladey, but that's gonna be my criticism for most of these, I think. I thought it was a fun fight. I feel like this kind of fight seems kind of fair, you know? She telegraphs her attacks. She's got some like kind of AoE spam, which is kind of hard to dodge. But I think Rellana was cool. She's stylish. She drops sick drip and sick weapons, so that's a huge bonus for me. She's good. I think she's pretty good. Bayle, yeah, I think Bayle for me goes even higher than Rellana because he's a badass dragon. I love dragon fights. He had a couple of attacks, like when he does the double sweep, when he flies up and he sweeps over twice, spraying fire like down on the arena. I'm like, nah, that wasn't my favorite attack, especially because the arena had a few problems with it being too cramped, almost. So the arena, because it had like these very weird walls, and he would fly up out of the arena, but you would still be stuck inside of it, right? So he would have the range up there, but I thought that was a little bit of a downside to that fight. But otherwise, yeah, I actually liked Bayle. I thought it was cool. I learned to dodge him fairly well. Plus, we get one of the best NPCs in the game, Egon. He made that fight so fun. He was so good. I love him so much. Curse you, Bayle! Yeah, okay, he's great. That was good. That adds a lot to the fight for me. After that, I did Messmer. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put Messmer above Rellana, though. Yeah, Egon is real. He's a homie. He's a homie. I'm sorry his legs melted off. Yeah. I don't... You know what? Spoiler alert, I don't think any of these are S tier. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, this ain't Dark Souls 3. None of this is going in S tier. I'm sorry, Elden Ring. I'm sorry. The only S tier in Elden Ring for me is like Placidus X, Fortis X, maybe Morgott. Probably. But not in the DLC. I don't think so, no. It's just not reaching the same level. You know? Messmer is really good. Even though his arena was kind of small, I feel like a lot of his attacks were pretty well telegraphed. The only thing I had an issue with was like the snake spam, because if you are up against the railing of the arena, then the camera doesn't really show you a lot, and you don't really know when the snakes are going to show up. So for me, it was kind of low visibility, but I liked him. I don't know. I like him, yeah. I feel like he was fun. He was kind of pretty fair. What else? I summoned Horny Guy. That was pretty fun. I mean, Horn Scent, of course. He's cool. I think Bayle is a little bit more impressive than Messmer for me, so I'm kind of like, yeah. Okay. Needle Knight Leda, I'm gonna just put that in D because that's just a gank battle. Whatever. Like, who cares? Right? Curse you, Miyazaki. There. Messmer's greaves show the toes. And I was using that for like most of the game after I beat him. Toes! Yes, I got the toe drip. That's what made Nameless King like S tier. No, I'm just kidding. Nameless King was S tier anyway. So, you know, in Dark Souls 3. Yeah, toe drip. Pretty good drip. Cute little snakes. I wouldn't mind knowing a little bit more about Messmer actually, because it was kind of, I feel like it was kind of hinted at that Melina was his sister? I'm like, what? I'm not sure though. I have to watch some lore videos. I'm gonna watch some Vati video after this. I kind of wanted to know more about him. Yeah, I wanted to know how he stood or what he felt about Mikla as well. It was kind of sad for me there was no interaction there, but that's like more of a story thing rather than a boss fight thing. So I guess, but it kind of adds to it, right? Well, that's what it said in his remembrance. I think I read his remembrance. It said that him and his sister were born and they saw fire. And I was like, okay, wait, what? Who else can see fire? Like, and how many daughters does Marika have? Like, honestly, right? So, yeah, my mind went to Melina, but I wanted to know more about Melina, and we didn't get anything about her. So that's sad. You dress a knight, goes and curse you, Miyazaki. Oh my god. I think I found this guy, like, I found him, I forgot it was before or after Bayle. But it was very early in the game, and my god. This guy is all over the place. So he's got like this whole Beyblade thing going on. But then he's got him and then his horse and then him and then his horse. Like taking turns like charging at you basically. Then phase 2 is actually okay because you can jump over those AoEs. But the whole time, because I was trying to use like my weapon, I was trying to like stab him in the bum, but his bum doesn't have a hitbox. I'm like, bro, it's so hard to hit this guy because he's just running all over the place with his horse. And I can't stab him because his bum doesn't have a hitbox, even though it looks like it might have. So I was like, no, screw you. I ended up spamming like incans at him while some guy just tanked him, honestly, because he was really annoying. Yeah, no, he's going and curse you, Miyazaki. And for that matter, Gaius goes there too, because I think I had the same problem with Gaius almost, but except that he was all over the place. He was running all over the place. He was on you. Even if you dodged his charge attacks, there was kind of a lingering hitbox that hit you sometimes, and then sometimes it didn't. And he was too relentless for me. He was too much for me. What else do I not like about him? Yeah, I just feel he was too much. I feel like if you're gonna give us like a torrent, you can write torrent in this battle, then make it doable with torrent, because torrent would not even survive like one hit. And he was not as fast. I don't know why, that was such a frustrating fight, yeah. I didn't even bother. I was like, I'm gonna summon some guy. Because I was like, nah, I'm not having that. That's not good. Yeah, it's going and curse you, Miyazaki. That was not fun. I think after that we did the Shadow Tree Avatar. You know what? I'm gonna put that A. You know why? I don't know. It was doable. I'm actually learning this fight. At first, I was really surprised because of the phases, like the trippy, like the Miyazaki trolling with the phases. Like the music fades out, and you're like, I won, and then you didn't win. Like, psych. So I actually kind of enjoyed that fight. And I don't know. Yeah, I had some of the AoEs were a little bit frustrating, but overall, I had a good time with that fight actually. He had like a weak spot, like the head that you could hit, and there was like that thing that I wouldn't have known that for myself, but my chat told me, I think JF told me, that if you do the critical at the end of each phase, you will have less HP. So that was a good tip. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, except for that final nuke at the end. That was my least favorite move. But I think Radahn is guilty of that as well, so yeah. Okay, so I think after that I did Midra. I'm actually gonna put Midra up there as well. I don't know, Midra was very... It took me only 2 tries because he didn't have very much HP. But I just thought the whole concept of this fight was really, really cool. So, and his moves were alright. He didn't have too many, like, you know, BS nuke moves that you don't know how to dodge. He was Lord of Frenzy Flame, and I want to know more about him. I want to know, how can both of us be Lord of Frenzy Flame? No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't Lord of Frenzy Flame this playthrough, but I'm still wondering, like, how does that work? Or I wish he had more lore. I wanted to know more about him. We only know something about the woman he was with, but we don't know too much. I feel like, yeah, I wanted to know more about him, but he was awesome. He starts off as this little pathetic little man, right? Who's like lunging at you, and then he transforms into that crazy like Eye of Sauron guy, and it's nuts. And he gives you a really, really cool spell. And I only wish I could have had his drip. That's all I want. Yeah, that's all I want from him. I want your drip. I got his spell. His spell was a bit underwhelming, to be fair, but it looks sick. I have a lot of questions about this lore-wise, but I thought the fight was like so cool. I don't think it was hard, but it was good. It was pretty good. Yeah. And the area before him was insane. Actually insane. Am I getting 2 of these? These are like the ones that came directly from Bloodborne, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm actually gonna put Metyr up. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put her above the Shadow guy. I think the Shadow guy is good, but he's not... He needs more lore to be interesting, I think. So Metyr, Mother of Fingers. There was some really awesome like lead up to this fight where you talked to the guy and you did the things he asked you to do, and then you found him like standing at night. And then one day you just find him like hugging one of those little hand things, and you're like, what the hell is going on? And then one day you find like his secret basement, and you're like, what in the cosmic horrors is going on? And we do get some lore about the Mother of Fingers, that she was waiting for the greater will. She got a symbol. So is she the mother of all the fingers? I'm not sure, but yeah, I like the fight. The fight had a very, like, yeah, cosmic horror, like what in the Bloodborne is going on kind of thing, you know? That was cool. I enjoyed it. There's one move, like a laser move she did. I wasn't sure how to dodge, but I think I got a bit lucky when I did beat her. I don't think she did that move. It was like a laser beam sweep. Yeah, and after I fought that boss, I also felt a little bit sorry somehow. So I was like, okay. Not sure she was bad, or... Yeah, I don't know what the lore was. I want to know more. I want to know more. Give me more lore. Romina. I thought she was okay. I don't know. I'm just going to put her in B, I guess, because I think she was... I don't know. I think she kind of came out of nowhere a little bit for me. I mean, there was a bunch of hints about the rot. But what is her relationship with the rot god? Same one that's influencing Melania? I'm not sure, but she was just kind of a Bloodborne enemy. The design was creepy, but... And I like that she turned into a butterfly. That was kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. She just kind of came out of nowhere for me. So I was just like, I don't know who she is, kind of. I would like to know more, but... The fight was okay as well. I don't think it was... Yeah, I don't think anything... Not that much stood out to me about that fight. It was pretty good, I guess. Yeah. Promise Consort Radahn. Bro, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put you... I kind of want to put you in a lower tier, almost. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put him in a lower tier. They just... put Radahn... it's a little lazy, isn't it? They just put Radahn in his prime. I guess they could have picked like other bosses in their prime as well. But it feels a bit lazy that they just picked an existing boss in his prime and they kind of put the same music. And he has a lot of HP, which was really annoying to me. His moveset was kind of okay in phase 1. Phase 2, however. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know if I would put him in D tier because I feel like phase 1 was kind of like I was able to dodge his moves. I was able to learn like his moveset. And in phase 2, I didn't feel like I was able to do that because he did a bunch of those weird teleporting, spammy, slappy moves and a bunch of like AoEs. I didn't really know what to do with those. And basically like lens flare attacks. I was like, excuse me, my eyes? You know? I understand maybe they already had this lore set up beforehand. Like they had all this lore written out, what Miquella's plan was and stuff. Yeah, and Miquella kind of joins in the battle. I kind of wish there was an option for us to just like let Miquella do whatever he wants and just see what the world looks like. But they weren't gonna add another ending, unfortunately. So yeah, and I feel bad for Moog, honestly. Why wasn't Moog good enough? What? Hey, was he not Giga Chat enough? They're both your half brothers. So why didn't he then pick Melania? I mean, Melania is probably more powerful than Radahn. And I don't understand why Melania fought Radahn in that case. Because Melania was jealous? Did she know about this? And were they all like enchanted by Miquella, so they all just start fighting each other because they're jealous? Is it kind of like that? Is that just what happened? Okay, that's just me like theorizing, I guess. I have to compare it to Dark Souls 3 because it's such a direct follow-up. I'm sorry, like Dark Souls 3 has some of the most amazing bosses for me personally out of all the games. So I have to compare, I'm sorry. Playing Elden Ring makes me appreciate Dark Souls 3 even more. That sounds a bit weird. But I also feel that Elden Ring, they took things too far. I feel like Dark Souls 3 had a very good balance of like you dancing with the boss. And Elden Ring does not have that feeling. In Elden Ring, I often felt like I'm disadvantaged because I don't have stamina, I don't have poise. And you do. So it's just like a disadvantage. I understand that's what they want you to feel, but I still felt that way in Dark Souls 3. I felt like I was like an ant fighting all these crazy bosses, but I still had a chance. You know? If you just learn to roll right, you can do it. You can do it by yourself. You don't need spirit summons. Because I finished Dark Souls 3 by myself, you know? Like, I'm so proud of that. So, yeah. So, like, my general criticism is the same for this, is that there's too many, like, crazy combo Beyblade attacks that the bosses were doing for the most part. But otherwise, I had a really good time with it. I loved it. The art direction was amazing. The music was good. There are less memorable music tracks in this than the base game, for sure. But the views, gosh, it was gorgeous. I still haven't finished exploring everything. I still have to go and check out some stuff that I didn't pick up. So I still have to do that. But yeah, this is my tier list for the Shadow, and I don't know. I might put Bayle or Messmer higher, but I'm not sure. They just cannot compare to like Placidusax, for example. Placidusax! Oh my god. One of the S tier bosses for me, for sure. Elden Ring has spectacular fights. It does, yeah. But sometimes I feel like the spectacle is just like them spamming stuff at you. And sometimes it makes it like really low visibility, and they don't need to do that for it to be spectacular, you know? They actually don't need to do that. I kind of feel like that's a trap, almost, that they fell into. You know, they were like, oh, it's too easy for the players and stuff. You gotta spam them more, make it harder. But I'm like, nah, Dark Souls 3 was hard enough. You know? I had a good time with Midra. I really enjoyed Midra. He was hard. But he was good. Yeah, I haven't played Sekiro yet, and I'm not able to play Bloodborne, unfortunately. PC port, please? Because I might put some of those bosses in S tier, I'm not gonna lie. I might actually do it. It kind of looks like, based on the music, maybe. But yeah, that's my controversial tier list. I don't know if anybody's gonna fight me on putting Putrescent Knight and Commander Gaius in Curse You Miyazaki. I don't think anyone's gonna fight me on that. These bosses are nuts. Oh my gosh. They're so annoying. Yeah. That's it. You guys, you can fight me on this later. I might upload this as a separate video, and you can fight me on it later. No, just kidding. I look forward to hearing everybody's thoughts, you know? This is just my opinion, and this is just based on how much I enjoyed fighting them. And as a biased player of Dark Souls 3, yeah,